Live from America's Cup 220 MAC in East Lansing, it's Cleotis and Litch strolling down memory lane. Hello again, everybody. I'm Drew Soisher. And welcome once again to another edition of the Cleotis and Litch Show. I'm your host, Drew Soisher, better known to most of you in the viewing public as Soich, and today we will take a look at the past of Cleotis and Litch as we enter into the last edition of the Cleotis and Litch Show. Seems like only yesterday, but this will be it. Tonight, the Cleotis and Litch stroll down memory lane. Before we go any further, let's introduce to you the two greatest non-scholarship athletes in the entire civilized world, Randy Cleotis and Stevie Sweet Litch Lichtman. Cleotis?
Thank you very little, Drew. I wanted to know that this is the last show, as you said. It's a very sad show because there will be no more Cleotis and Litch. But I must add that this will be by far one of the best, or the best, show that we will ever have as we broadcast live from 220 MAC, America's Cup Bar.
Sweet Litch, can you believe it's the last one?
I just can't believe it. It seems like yesterday we filmed that bowling special. And I don't know what to say. We're just sitting back, drinking some beers, having a good time, thinking back upon the special moments of Cleotis and Litch shows, along with many other fans that partook in the shows along the way with us, that experienced our fame.
You mentioned those who partook. I enjoy your show. I enjoy your vocabulary. And
past tense of partake
is partook.
Thank you.
No doubt about it. And we will take a look at those people who partook in the show. We'll be joined in this hour by Melissa Cup, the person who the America's Cup, this bar, has been named after, who has joined us on several shows. We will be greeted by Mr. Piston, Keys, Bielat, Chippy Bowman, and believe it or not, the Cleotis and Litch fan club is here tonight to join us. Guys, the first endeavor, as you well remember, back on November the 5th, 1986. Seems like only yesterday.
It sure does, Drew, and who knew at that particular moment that that was just going to explode into mass hysteria and develop into the Cleotis and Litch show and the Cleotis and Litch fame.
But it has, and it all began at the MSU Union, if you remember, Sweet Litch. And at that time, it was Cleotis against Litch. It wasn't so much Cleotis and Litch against two challengers like it became in the future, but Cleotis against Litch, and it was on the bowling lanes at the MSU Union. And if you remember correctly, Sweet Litch, and I'm sure you do, you won the contest.
Yeah, back then it was a heated rivalry between the two of us, and it was just incredible. I took the championship, had a 181 average through 3 games, and you know, just displayed my athletic abilities on the bowling surface. I was a little nervous there, and kind of got, you know, after a while, kind of got used to the lights being there. I don't know, it's my first time on national TV, and I was a little nervous, to tell you the truth.
Now, Cleotis, you didn't have your best day at all on the bowling lanes, but you did, along with Sweet Litch, on that day originate what became very famous, the Cleotis and Litch Pee Wee Herman dance.
Yes, we did, Drew, but before we get to the Pee Wee Herman dance, I must add that, of course, everybody knew that my shoulder was out of sync.
Oh, yes.
So I did have a little trouble, and I was leaning to the right, so that's why my ball was kind of phasing to the right a little bit. But back to the Pee Wee Herman dance, yes, that did develop into one of the biggest dances of all time, and it will never, you know, it'll never get get bigger than that. I don't think the hustle back in the 70s,
Yes.
you know, the waltz, I don't think anything ever could compare to the Pee Wee Herman dance, and I'm very happy that me and Litch were the ones that developed that fine dance. I was basically myself. I'm always myself.
And what is yourself?
I'm a bowler. I live for bowling. Bowling is my life. I study it. I took bowling classes. I try to get out, you know, as I said, as much as I can, but I was born on a bowling alley. I bet you didn't know that, did you?
No. After that, probably, arguably, the most famous Cleotis and Litch show ever filmed. It was November 12th, 1986, and you both know what I'm talking about, the Cleotis and Litch Nerf Hoop Championship. Litch, the show started out with you working vigorously in the Cleotis and Litch training facility in the basement on the weights, and things just didn't work out your way.
Well, I usually go off season with the weights, and I don't know. I was had a great time lifting weights.
Moments ago, he told me that you were absolutely nothing inside.
Oh, is that right?
That is right.
Well, I've been practicing, working on my inside game. You know, I've had a little practice in boxing out, and you know, I'm just, you know, as you can clearly see, I am more powerful than him. And I would just take him to the bowl and take him inside.
Basketball toes, I got a basketball toes, got a basketball toes, oh baby, ooh. Yes, I'm the victim of basketball toes. Ever since I was a little baby, I always been dribbling. In fact, I was the baddest dribbler in the whole neighborhood. Then one day, my mama bought me a basketball, and I love that basketball. I took that basketball with me everywhere I went. That basketball was like a basketball to me. I never put that basketball underneath my pillow. Maybe that's why I can't sleep at night. I need help, ladies and gentlemen. I need someone to stand beside me. I need someone to set a pit for me at the free throw line of life. Someone I can pass to. Someone to hit the open man on the give and go. And not end up in the popcorn machine. So cheerleaders, help me out. Oh, that sounds so sweet. Sing it out. Come on, Coach Booty and Red Blazer, sing along with us. Everybody, yeah, I see. I want everybody in the whole state to stand up and sing with us. Sing it out like you're proud. Everybody watching Coast to Coast, sing along with us. Bill Russell, sing along with us. Chicago, sing along with us. Chris Shannon, go sing nothing. Oh, it feels so good. Give it a ball.
Broke my, you know, it almost broke my face,
Right.
but you know, just my nose broke. So I came back.
So then you took on Chipperoo, Sweet Litch, and myself in the slam dunk competition, and you won it.
That's right, I did win it against all odds, of course, because nobody was predicting.
It's Cleotis. I'm gonna put it around my back, over my head, flip it up, and catch it and boom.
The backboard booming, dog grooming, I will be in the lead, I am assuming, Doug.
But tonight, I want to decide it right here on the table, a chug-a-thon, me against Cleo.
Oh.
Right now, right here.
A challenge which was not anticipated earlier, and they will now fill them up. If Melissa Kopp could come in, Melissa Kopp, if you could come in and fill up Melissa Cup wants to.
Melissa Cup.
Melissa Cup will now join us to fill up the
Pardon me.
the glasses. Cleotis and Litch will now have a Cleotis against Litch Chugathon, which was challenged just moments ago by Sweet Litch right here at America's Cup.
What am I
Oh,
gonna
have
bet?
you accepted?
I don't know. You know, I was enjoying some food, and all of a sudden my stomach's full. Maybe I don't want to drink, Steve.
Melissa Cup, what's going through your mind as you fill up the glasses?
Another excuse in the Cleotis saga. I just can't believe it.
it to the rim there.
I seem to remember.
There's no
when
bias here, no bias for
when you
me.
guys were
No,
here and-
not even the. Oh, excuse me. Pardon you.
War story, Litch.
The one night you guys were here and we just couldn't seem to stop Randy from drinking. I don't know. Randy, you seem like a pro to me.
If Chipperoo Bowman, who has refereed all of our contests, could step in right now. Where is Chippy Bowman? He has refereed the Nerf hoop. He has refereed.
There he comes.
There he is. Chipperoo Bowman. Chipperoo, if you could just sit right up here on the side. Chipperoo, who would you predict to win this Chugathon?
Well, I definitely think that Cleotis has no chance.
Are both men ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Well, Litch. I broke
I broke the glass.
I was down first. You saw it broken. I was down first. And Litch, look at Litch. Litch still got the phone. Litch got the, look at Litch. Look at Litch got the.
Hey, get him a bib. Get him a bib.
Hey, no.
don't want it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Chipperoo Bowman.
Another
No.
Another victory! Another victory! Litch challenges me, and look what happened. It's just the same old story. Litch can't do nothing.
How did the glass break?
Because I was just so ecstatic that I knew in my mind that I was the first one down. So I just slammed it as quick as I can. And with my beautiful strength that I have, you just see what happened.
Wednesday evening, if you remember, November the 19th. And what you guys did, perhaps that show more than any other, is introduce a new dance, and that was the beginning of the show, which is now known as the Cleotis and Litch Shuffle. I know you worked hours on it, and we're taking a look at it right now, and exactly how did that come about?
Well, so me and Clea were contemplating on doing a dance. We're figuring out how we were going to start each Cleotis and Litch show, and both of us put our great minds together, and we came up with this dance. And it's a great dance. It is a universal dance. You can basically put any tune to it.
That was the first chance that the fans had to speak to Cleotis and Litch themselves, if you do remember, and perhaps the biggest and most exciting call you had, if I remember correctly, was the call straight from Washington, D.C. when 7'7" Minute Ball called.
Minute Ball, you're right, Drew. Thank you very much. Yeah, it was a very big call for us because as we showed on the show, we, idolized the big man, Minute Ball. And to get a great phone call like that right after the Pistons beat the living, out of Washington, right, he went right to the phone call and he gave us a phone call and it really made us happy.
One more phone call. You're on the Cleotis and Litch show.
Hello.
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 Hi there.
Hello.
Yes. This is Minute Ball calling all the way from Detroit, and I'd just like to say that I'd like to back up my man Randy and tell that a veritable potpourri of lessons that I gave him over the summertime taught him the veritable skills and the play that he's exhibited. And if anyone wants to say anything bad about my boy, they're going to have to talk to me.
A big moment in Cleotis and Litch history.
Very big.
And then come December the 10th. Oh, December the 10th, when Bielat with that 27 key let us in to the indoor football facility. And if you remember correctly, what started off that show was an interview with an MSU assistant football coach, a man by the name of Coach Larry Bielat, who just so happens, coincidentally, I know it's hard for you all in Cleotis and Litch land to believe, is the father of Bielat. Larry, I understand through talks with other coaches, through talks with other personnel at the Michigan State University, that there was quite a bit of politics in the reason that you did not get Cleotis and Litch on your staff.
Well, there certainly was a lot of politics involved in that, the basketball department only is allowed 2 scholarships a year, and they wanted to give those 2 scholarships to those 2 fine young athletes. But baseball was also in the running for those 2 guys, and of course a number of other sports. For instance, there was even some talk about an operation that might be done so those 2 guys could participate in girls basketball.
Is that right?
Yeah, there was. And, and then, of course, on the football program, we wanted them both offensively, defensively. We wanted them at linebacker because of their great skill. We thought they could play quarterback, wide receiver, just any position at all.
Coach Bielat cannot join us here today at America's Cup because he is out recruiting what he calls the next best thing to Cleotis and Litch. Tough for me and you to believe.
It is very tough.
And you?
Incredible.
Yes. But he is out there recruiting what he anticipates will be the 2 next best non-scholarship athletes in the world to take after Cleotis and Litch once they step out after this show. Keys Bielat had an incredible game going, if you remember. 740 yards total, I think, were his final stats, back and forth, and it was a back-and-forth game. Chipperoo and myself scoring here and there, and Cleotis and Litch countering until one very, very crucial moment in the game, and we'd like to call Keys Bielat in right now to talk about this crucial moment. Keys, if you could remember for us, when the game was tied, I believe it's 7 apiece, when you threw that ball up to about the 20-yard line, it was tipped and then intercepted by Sweet Litch. What happened, Keys?
Just like you said, I threw the ball up. It was tipped. It was not a bad throw. The receiver touched the ball.
Not a bad throw.
It was not a bad throw. The receiver touched the ball. I think it was you, if I'm not mistaken.
And it was.
You touched the ball. If a ball is touched by a receiver, it should be caught. And so anyway, as you touched it, Cleo came in and made a great play, caught the ball. Some people say I threw the game.
Just 2 weeks later, I believe, was our second live show. It was January the 14th, 1987. I'm sure you remember that date correctly. And if you remember, we started the show with a premiere to 1987, a little rap that you two wrote. How'd you write it? Why'd you write it? And how did you think it turned out?
Well, it's just the start of something big for the Cleotis and Litch fans. Me and Cleotis put together raps from that day on, and it came to be very successful.
If you're a regular fan of ours,
then Merry New Year! And welcome back.
if you're a first-time viewer,
Then where the hell have you been?
you've missed some very enjoyable moments.
But we still have some new tricks up our sleeves.
We are the two very best
Non-scholarship athletes.
at Michigan State University. Nah.
In the Big Ten? I don't think so.
In the nation? Nah.
In the world?
Yeah. So kick back,
Pull up a chair.
grab up some munchies.
Pop open a cold one.
The Cleotis
And Litch Show.
is coming to you
Live!
That was a big moment in the show, but perhaps the biggest moment in that show was the introduction of the new Cleotis and Litch music videos. Moments after we were contacted by major market music video people to put a couple videos together, you guys did it, and the first one was Walking in the Rain with lead singer Sweet Litch, background vocals by Cleotis. First you, Cleotis, what was it like to sing on the shoulder of Sweet Litch?
Oh, it was a dream of mine. That was a big day in my life, when the videos came up, and we just, it just hit us right at home, and as everybody saw, we just, that is our big place right on the videos, and, we performed well, I think.
Coincidentally, the same evening, didn't even bother to wait one Wednesday night, the same evening, Cleotis and Litch teamed up in a Run DMC video, contacted by Run DMC, You Be Illin'. Why that one?
Why, Drew? Well, because that is my personal favorite song. As people will see if they go out July 29th to Pine Knot Music Theater, we will be opening up for Run DMC and the Beastie Boys. And, they let us have that, do a little bit for them and do a little bit for us. And that is my personal favorite song, so it really was pleasing me.
Thank you very little.
Thank you very little.
Yo, Jay. Wait. Wait. Day when I was chilling in Kentucky Fried Chicken, just minding my business, eating food and finger licking. This dude walked in, looking strange and kinda funny. Went up to the front with a menu and his money. He didn't walk straight, kinda side to side. He asked this old lady,
Yo, is this Kentucky Fried?
the lady said, yeah, smiled and he smiled back. He gave a quarter and his order,
Small fried.
Big Mac. You be illin', illin'.
What you tell that kid?
You be illin', illin'. You be illin', illin'. You be illin'.
2 weeks later, Sweet Litch,
Sweet little.
the water polo show. And the reason I look to you first when I talk about the water polo challenge against the Dolphins is a very simple reason. The reason was you were very severely injured with a broken ankle at the time, and you still played and still led Cleotis and Litch to a victory 8-3, although you had to play defense because of that injury. Looking back on it, was it worthwhile playing even with that broken ankle?
Oh, certainly, Soich. As I stated back then, I am a man immune to pain. Right now, I'm drinking vodka straight. Immune to pain. And chasing it down with beer on top of it.
What a man you are.
Stevie is standing out here in 32 degree below zero wind chill factor with nothing but shorts and a scarf on. Stevie, exactly why are you doing this to yourself?
Well, Soich, I wanted to get that same feeling I do get when I play water polo. I'm a man immune to pain. The word pain does not exist in my vocabulary, and I just wanted to get that same feeling I do get when I'm engaging in the game of water polo.
Sweetness, the Cleotis and Litch audience is not blind. They see you standing on the crutches here this evening. Exactly what happened?
Yes, the other day I was practicing with my big rematch with Cleotis in the Nerf hoop game, and I went up for a slam dunk and kind of just took a tumble there. Sprained some ligaments in my right ankle, and right now I'm rehabilitating it.
Won't keep you out of the water polo challenge, though.
Not at all, Soich.
Cleotis?
Yes, Drew.
How does the water feel?
It feels beautiful, Drew. I just hope nobody takes a you-know-what in the pool, because I just don't want to be swimming around in that kind of mess.
And Drew, it looks like your offensive schemes are working out well. You used that toy cannon of yours, and you had that goal.
Yes, that's why they call me the toy cannon. That was, Chipperoo, without a doubt, the biggest moment of my athletic career so far, and I hope that's not the only one we'll see all game. We're up 2-1 after the first quarter, and without a doubt, you'll be seeing several more of those from me.
Slip sliding away, slip sliding away. You know the near your destination, oh, you slip sliding away, slip sliding away, slip sliding away. You know the near your destination, oh, you slip sliding away.
One word to describe this game so far, just one word.
Clean game so far.
Clean game. One word, clean game. We have the coach here for the Dolphins, and Coach, you guys are down 3-1. It doesn't look like you quite understand the offensive plan to this water polo game yet.
Mr. Chip, not Dolphins, a Dolphins, after Adolf Hitler. A Dolphins, mein Führer.
You were voted the MVP in that
Yeah, you know,
goaltending.
it just comes with the territory, man. I adapt to whatever happens, and goalie came to mind, and I took over, and that was it.
Why did you guys choose, of your two videos that you had at that time, to sing "You Be Illin" in your halftime shower performance, rather than Walking in the Rain? Which would have been the more logical choice.
Walking in the Rain would have been, but we threw a curveball for the fans at home and went with You Be Illin. Singing a video in the shower is illin', and we did go with that.
You want a ticket to see Dr. J? Front row seat, no pay. Radio in hand, snacks by feet. Game's about to start, kicking popcorn to the beat. You finally wake up, Doc's gone to town. Round his back, through the hoop, and you scream, touchdown! You be illin', illin'. You be illin', illin'. You be illin', illin'. You be illin'. The other
problem is, you be illin'. Yo, bro, what you tell that kid? You be illin'. You be illin'.
Now, of course, it was an 8-3 Cleotis and Litch victory over the Dolphins, and afterwards, Cleotis, you lit up that victory cigar. Do you remember it?
Yes, I did, Drew. And if you remember it, which I'm sure you do, you almost caused a catastrophe at our crib.
A lookout!
That's right. Thank you very much, Steve, for that lookout.
Oh,
but yeah, you hit the cigar, went off a little bit, and almost caught the whole place on fire. But thanks to little Stevie Lichtman, sweet Litch himself, he came out of nowhere to save us with the water.
From the Cleotis and Litch Water Polo Athletic Facility, the post-game interviews. With the final score, Cleotis and Litch 8, the Dolphins 3. I'm standing here just behind me in the shower. Like always is Randy Cleotis. Cleotis, can we have a post-game comment from you?
You bet you can, Drew.
Oh, my! Woo! Cleotis, congratulations on another big victory.
Thank you very much, Drew. It was expected, and as I said, a big 8-3, unbelievable 8-3 victory.
You predicted it, and Cleotis, is this something new, or have you always been going with the ceremonial victory cigar following a victory?
Well, Drew, you know, after a big victory like this one, I pull out my handy-dandy brandy cigars, as I got two more here, just in case I run out, and I'd like to sit in the shower for about 2 hours, 3 hours, enjoy the cigar smell and the taste of the cigar, and that's it, man. The victory cigar is here.
Cleotis, how did you know the final score was going to be 8-3?
It's unbelievable. I'm like psychotic maybe? I don't know, it's just unbelievable. I was thinking about the numbers just 8-3 came to mind before when I was sitting in here. Maybe it was because I was here for 3 hours and I just relived all the water that I felt today at Jenison.
Cleotis, congratulations to you once again.
Thank you very much, Drew.
Oh my God! Jesus!
What happened?
I don't know. This was happening. Fire hazard.
We are joined here quite exclusively, I might add, on the Cleotis and Litch Show by the Cleotis and Litch mascot, Spanky Soysher, where Spanky now is getting ready to sing his Cleotis and Litch victory song by Spanky Soysher. Beautiful. Thank you very much, Spanky, for that victory cheer. The Cleotis and Litch stroll down memory lane live from America's Cup, 220 MAC Avenue. We'll continue right after this 30-second timeout.
Pardon us, pardon me, pardon you, pardon everybody.
Randy Whitman, the baseline jump shot. Wow! Michael Jordan takes it. Shot by Jordan. Goal! Isaiah quickly up the right side. Isaiah will go all the way to the baseline. Scoop and score. What a shot! Magic Johnson down the middle. Oh, no, look past it. Thompson. Bird to Benson to Bird. Over the backboard! Oh! America's game. It's fantastic.
Ladies and gentlemen, live from America's Cup, it is Melissa Cup's dear sister, Tracy Cup.
Yeah,
Tracy,
yeah.
What's going through your mind, Tracy, as you get on the show for the first time?
I don't know.
Sweet Litch, your thoughts?
She is...
Good answer. Cleotis, your thoughts?
I think the style...
I can't wait to see it on Wednesday.
Wednesday night.
Dude, red and blue are my favorite colors.
I think the style... I think the style, the performance, it's just all beautiful. Just beautiful.
Thank you very little.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Did you see the tip action?
Yes, I did see the
See the tip? I gave her 3, but she only wanted to take 1. Hey, for my benefit.
Yeah,
Who cares? That's right. I would like to make a toast to all the people and to Drew for doing a very special.
Yeah.
That's so special. That's special. That's special. I'm very special.
I'm yelling and I don't know why.
We want to thank you very much and very little for a job well done. Thank you very much. Litch? Yay.
Neal, come on.
Litch, can you give me some more foam next time?
All right.
Pour your own beer, buddy.
All right.
Let's go. What are you, ignorant? What are you, ignorant?
The next step on the Cleotis and Litch... The next step on the Cleotis and Litch stroll down memory lane, of course, the ladder, was on February 11th, 1987, when again we took calls from the public on the Cleotis and Litch Live #3 show. And before we went any further on that show, what we did was we went out onto Grand River Avenue to exactly see the impact Cleotis and Litch have had on the people of East Lansing. Here's what they had to say. And how has Cleotis and Litch changed your life?
Cleotis and Litch. Boy, I've been quite a depressed person the past year and a half here at school. Grades been down, everything. Start watching that show every Wednesday at 10 o'clock. My grades are up, getting job offers. It's changed my life dramatically.
You're a new man.
I am.
What do the names Cleotis and Litch mean to you?
No, you know what? I saw that signing day, and at first I had to look. I said, wait, I had to go back and say, does that say Cleotis or Cleo? I didn't know.
Cleotis.
I don't know what it means at all.
It means nothing to you.
Mm-mm.
Have Cleotis and Litch paid their 25 cents?
Yes, they're all paid up this month.
This month?
Well, we give them a special rate.
And what is that rate?
25 cents a month.
Oh, 25 cents a month? They don't have to pay 25 cents per half hour like everyone else?
No, it's special.
We're from the local Cleotis and Litch ABC affiliate here in East Lansing, Michigan, and we were wondering exactly what the names Cleotis and Litch mean to you.
Not anything.
Not anything?
That's awful.
What has Cleotis and Litch done to your life?
Who?
Cleotis and Litch. Cleotis and Litch are the two best non-scholarship athletes here on the Michigan State University campus.
They've entertained me more than once. I find them an inspiration.
Also, that one cool February evening, as you remember, what we did was introduce our next video, the third in a long line of Cleotis and Litch music videos, and you two at that time had the kindness and heart to let me star in the Cleotis and Litch music video, Control, that I sung the lead vocals in. Do you remember exactly singing background vocals?
Sure do, so.
Do you remember that, Litch?
Randy, Cleotis, remember that?
Cleotis.
Yes, I do.
Litch, you had more to add?
Yeah, I was just about to hook you up, but if you're going to pull the microphone away. Nah, it was a pleasure doing background for you. You were due.
If you do remember, Cleotis, on that very same special evening, Jim Lampley of ABC Sports sent us a tape in which you two critiqued, of course, Lamps is your favorite on-air TV sports announcer. And do you remember him sending that tape for us to play on the Cleotis and Litch show?
Yes, I do, Drew. But I must add that I don't think he really remembers, because if the fans out there do remember, he was picking his nose a little bit, and he really dug deep for a big one.
Litch?
One hell of a probe.
Your favorite sportscaster, other than myself, which of course is excluded for bias reasons, has been Jim Lampley of ABC Sports. Isn't that right? And we have received the tape from Jim, sent to us by Jim Lampley himself from ABC Sports in New York. He has sent us a tape of some of his better work, and we're going to take a look at Jim's stuff right now and have Cleotis and Litch comment on exactly his form, his style, and perhaps some of his movements in this videotape the Cleotis and Litch show has required exclusive rights to.
300 yards in the air, a touchdown pass, and a touchdown run. Ohio State shutout Minnesota 33-0.
Every week, Saturday.
Wow!
Oh, look at it! Can we freeze on that? Look at that. It's a beauty. It looks like a beauty.
Jim, buddy, pick a winner, buddy.
On national TV, I don't know.
Incredible.
I'm shocked. He has never been known to do that, but look, slow motion.
Whoa.
Is he going to eat it? Is he gonna eat it? 50 bucks. Is he gonna eat it? Dig deep, pick a winner.
He's got good form, though.
Yes, he does. Beautiful form, and I don't know. Yes, thank you.
Hey,
I enjoyed that.
Thank you very little. And if you also do remember on that show,
Sweating?
Herb Williams, the MSU assistant basketball coach, stopped in.
Frog-eyed looking, big cue ball looking, frog looking.
That's him, Herb Williams, the MSU assistant basketball coach to Judd Heathcote, stopped by to say a few words on what he felt Cleotis and Litch's impact on East Lansing was. And here's what Herb had to say, surprisingly so. Herb, I understand that you've wanted to come on TV for quite some time to explain exactly what happened in your recruiting failure with Cleotis and Litch.
Well, we tried awful hard, but then, all of a sudden we realized we couldn't have any ugly people on scholarship.
That was the only thing holding you back?
We didn't want to ruin our reputation at all, we got Carlton Valentine, great-looking guy. We got Ed Wright. We got Todd Wolf. And, ugliness goes so deep, and it was beyond our point of anything we could really realize with those guys. So we just said, hey, let football have them, or girls volleyball, or track, or Tiddlywinks team, or something like that. They probably have a good game of Tiddlywinks with the girls volleyball team, and girls volleyball probably beat them anyway.
I mean, it's plain to see that this guy is a fish-eye fool. Looks like a toad. Big eyes, big eyes, the big glasses, and he's the one that's ugly. And I don't really appreciate him calling us ugly, because if he looks in the mirror, he could see really who the ugly one is.
Herb. Come on. Onward bound, boys, to April the 8th, 1987. Yo. And if you two remember, that was when we were contacted by Video Hits 1, VH1 in New York City to sit in as guest VJs on what that evening became CL 1, Cleotis and Litch 1. And Cleotis, I know you had a big moment when you had a chance to sing along with your uncle, Smokey Robinson.
Yes, Drew, that was a very special and touching moment, because Uncle Smokey is a big idol of mine, and for him to let me and Litch and you sing along with him to his #1 hit, Just to See Her, it was just a very, very special moment for me.
I tried hard not to show it. Can I make her realize that she really needs me again? I would do anything. I would go anywhere. There's nothing I would do just to see her again. She brightened up my every day. Made me feel so good everywhere. If I could have her back today, I've got to see her again. Just to see her again.
If anyone disagrees with me that is by far one of the most beautiful songs you have ever heard, then you call us here, 351-0214, or you call us at home, 337-2632, and you voice your opinion, because in my mind, that is by far the most beautiful song ever.
Oh, the music stopped, but I'm still moving.
Litch, I know it was special with you because you and Otis have been together for, what?
Well, we've been together so long, and we know each other's moves, and
all the way down to the #1 song in the land, which was Walking in the Rain. And if I do remember, that was a very special dedication that went along with that #1 song, Cleotis.
Yes, it was, Drew, because it went to our #1 lady, #1 female, #1 woman, however you want to say it. A very special birthday wish to #1 lady, Melissa Cupp. And here she is right now.
What a coincidence. Woo! Melissa Cupp should join us at this moment. Melissa Cupp, you were the only phone call that went through that evening. And when you talked to Cleotis and Litch that night, exactly what went through your mind when they dedicated the #1 song in the land to you for your birthday?
Well, I don't know if you guys could tell, but I was crying. I was so overwhelmed. I was just emotionally out of control, and my roommate Jill was sitting there with me.
Jill, where is she?
Jill, we can't find her right now.
Chicken Jill.
But she's
on a hiatus.
But it was a big moment nonetheless.
It was a big
even without
moment.
Jill.
Even without Jill right now, it was a big moment with Jill then.
Oh, you guys, I love ya.
Oh, well, we love you too.
Melissa?
And, listen, Jill sends her love to you guys too.
Thank you very much. Melissa, what we are going to do right now is dedicate the #1 Cleotis and Litch song in the world to you. Is that okay for your birthday? The #1 Cleotis and Litch song in the world. Do you know the song?
Rain.
Thank you.
All right, here you go.
Thank you very much.
Melissa, the #1 Cleotis and Litch song in the country, dedicated to you for your birthday, "Walking in the Rain" by Cleotis and Litch.
Oh, yeah.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, my Litch. We love you.
I love you, too.
Now, still with all of the Cleotis and Litch hoopla, all the Cleotis and Litch fanfare, and all of the Cleotis and Litch memorabilia that was being passed out come mid-April, there still was an argument to be settled, and that was in the area of basketball. Now, Sweet Litch, you had some sour grapes, you had some unkind words, shall we say, to Cleotis following the Nerf hoop basketball game, and at that time you challenged both Cleotis and I to go outside onto a regulation 10-foot rim and take us on in a slam dunk contest, which we did that April 22nd. Do you remember exactly why you made that challenge?
Well, certainly did. Excuse me.
I am the interviewer.
Thumps. As you all recall, that the indoor basketball hoop Nerf contest. Thank you very much. Was taking place indoors, 96 inches to be exact, from floor to ceiling. For this hoop jamorama, we went outdoors. That's my kind of town, and I can just get up about a 50-inch vertical leap.
Now, you always have been a crowd pleaser, Sweet Litch.
Crowd pleaser? Yes, I am.
Thank you very little. Now, Cleotis, you were, again, very, very confident coming in there.
Yes, I was.
Even despite Sweet Litch's 50-inch vertical leap.
Litch does have a very good vertical leap, you know. But look at David Thompson. He had a vertical leap of, what, about 49, 50? And what is he doing today? Absolutely nothing.
David?
Prediction? No prediction. Just another W under my belt. You know, I'm getting pretty sick. You might have to bring in some more talent here, because I have no competition here.
I've been coming over here since October, middle October, training, getting my moves down, choreographing my different moves in the air, and I feel very confident tonight.
You seem to be talking so much about Sweet Litch, I'm starting to get the feeling you've overlooked me. Also in the dunk contest.
Well, as you probably know, it is very easy to overlook you.
And that's what Litch is going to be doing pretty soon. Absolutely nothing.
Now, what we did have was the Cleotis and Litch and Soich slam dunk contest outside of the regulation 10-foot rim. And what we'd like to do right now is take a look at what Freddie Jackson put together, because moments after we had the slam dunk contest, Freddie Jackson wrote a song called Jam Tonight in honor of our dunk contest, if you do remember.
I do remember.
I do. Also.
Thank you very little. And Freddie Jackson, the huge recording star, recorded a song called Jam Tonight, and right now we'd like to take a look at that contest in which, once again, Cleotis won by your calls.
Take out some time.
You had a very special moment yourself when you came on the show and sang The Message, your new music video by Cleotis and Litch.
Broken glass everywhere, as Clea displayed earlier this afternoon. Oh, look out! Acupuncture. This man is going into acupuncture right there. It was just a message
to all the kids.
To all the kids that are down in Detroit. You know, killing themselves and no.
Broken glass everywhere. People pissing on the face. To move out, I guess I got no choice. The rats in the front room, roaches in the back, junkies in the alley with a baseball bat. I tried to get away, but I couldn't get far, cause a man with a special repossessed my car. Don't push me, cause I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. It's like a trouble sometimes, it makes me wonder how I keep from going under. Standing on the front stoop, hanging out the window, watching all the cars go by, roaring as the breeze blows. Crazy lady living in the bag, eating out of garbage pails, used to be a fag hag, second class of tango, sitting like a tango, was sitting on stage to see the lost us, just clown at the film show, watching all the creeps, so she could tell a story, took the girl back home. She went to the city and got so city, she had to get a push, she couldn't make it on her own. Don't push me, cause I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head.
We are now joined by a very, very special guest here on the Cleotis and Litch stroll through memory lane, and it is Coach Larry Bielat of the MSU football team. And Coach, before we go any further, I guess, we have to talk about the two people that you were just out recruiting. We were told by your son, Keys Bielat, that you were out recruiting two people who you claim could be the next Cleotis and Litch, the two next best non-scholarship athletes in the entire world.
Well, they're close, but they don't quite match up.
No.
One of the kids has just set a new state track record for the Frisbee throw in Illinois, but they don't match up. And we've looked hard. We've looked very hard. In fact, Coach Perla sent me over here just to see if we couldn't maybe talk these two guys into trying out this fall.
Well, you've been trying for 4 years now. What in your right mind would make you believe that now you'd be able to coax them into another 4 years?
Well, Coach Perlis has studied the film very closely on that indoor 2-on-2.
Yes, that's right.
And Chip, let me see, it's Chippy Bowman.
Yes, more than just a referee. Yes.
Who was a tremendous walk-on athlete at Michigan State University, and probably would be starting this fall if he had stuck it out.
That's right. But from what he claims, it was a problem with the hamstring that kept him out of action.
Yes, it was that because at the training table, every time they served ham, he ate more than his share, and he was starting to put on too much weight, and it slowed him down. But and Coach Perla studied the film very closely, and he was watching how Cleotis and Litch just ripped Chitty Bowman. And anyway, and
that's Chippy Bowman now.
Oh well, whatever it was.
You're not the first one to say Chitty Bowman.
Anyway, it was an indication of what these guys' talent really is, and it was more than evident that they're both outstanding. Doug Weaver does have the Michigan State Dog Patrol out looking for the evidence which could lead to how these facilities have been opened for these two guys to come in and perform. And then on television, and then we hear that, ABC, NBC, ESPN, all of these people have picked up on
the biggies.
Yeah, all the biggies. And anyway, it's been a pleasure.
A very special moment now in Cleotis and Litch history. If you remember, several weeks back we had the contest. Why I want to be on the Cleotis and Litch show. And right now we are joined by the two winners of that contest, Andy and Eric, who, if you can read their shirts, are members of the first annual Cleotis and Litch fan club. First, you, Andy, exactly how did you become so closely associated with Cleotis and Litch?
Well, a few years back, or a few months back, we were watching the show. And,
2 days.
Yeah, and we got a hold of them on the Cleotis and Litch hotline, and they set us up, and we came down and won the contest. There was no competition. We were the only ones that could possibly win this contest. And so we're here now.
Do you buy that, Eric?
Yeah, well, we are their followers. We've looked up to them for the longest time. They're our idols, and there's just
this is a big moment, no doubt, for you to be on the
there's
show.
just not enough we can do for the guys.
Onward and upward in Cleotis and Litch history as we stroll down memory lane here in Cleotis and Litch land with the two greatest non-scholarship athletes in the world, Randy Cleotis and Stevie Sweet Litch Lichtman. We are joined now by Melissa Cup, the young lady whom America's Cup has been named after, the bar in which we are enjoying a few brewskis over right now as we stroll down memory lane. And what we'd like to talk about right now is what happened, what occurred, what took place on May the 6th, 1987, which was, and I would imagine still regarded by Cleotis and Litch as the biggest test yet in Cleotis and Litch history. What we called it was the World Hockey Championship. We were challenged by two stars of the Michigan State University hockey team, Don McSween and Tom Tilley. And what you two young men proceeded to do in that hockey contest was make Don McSween and Tom Tilley do just what you said you'd do, make them look silly.
We embarrassed them, they're two fine athletes, those two guys, and we took them in their own game, and we embarrassed the hell out of them.
We're Cleotis and Litch, and we've got something new. We've got the world hockey title in store for you. We'll be skating and shooting and making look silly lame Spartan hockey player Tom McSween and Tom Tilley. They've been there before, and they've won it all. But without Coach Mason, they're destined to fall. So when it comes down to it, we're the boys. We'll handle these scrubs like rubber duck toys. We'll scratch and we'll claw, and yes, we will fight. And of course, we'll retain our title tonight. When we're through with these chumps, they won't know which way is which. Live from East Lansing, it's Cleotis and Litch.
Now, just 2 seconds in, Cleotis, just 2 seconds in, Tilley and McSween scored. You were down 1-0. Thoughts going through your mind at that point?
Well, Drew, I'll tell you, we were a little, we were toying with them a little bit, and I had sunglasses, I had a headache, I had everything going on that wasn't really going to benefit me and Litch. But 2 seconds on, so they scored a quick goal, right?
All right, Melissa, will you please drop the puck at center ice?
Let's go.
Take the face out. I got Tills. All right, let's go.
Oh, come on! Oh, he scores! He scores! Goal number 1 was scored by Walter Podolny.
Who are these guys? I mean, it wasn't even six seconds into the
and Tom
game.
Tilley will be using the New York Rangers. Cleotis and Litch, you know their roots are in Detroit. They will be using the Detroit Red Wings. It is 1-0. Tilley and McSween.
But what happened after that? Absolutely nothing. Me and my boy Litch took him right to the hole, and we won it outright.
Down easy.
And there's the face-off.
The placement of the puck, guys.
It's 1-1, a low-scoring contest. Eiserman scores on the backhand.
Yeah, what are you so quiet for?
Stevie Eiserman from Brent Ashton. And it is 2-1, Cleotis and Litch. Here's Steve Eiserman once again coming in on John Van Beesbrook. Cannot get it. 3-1, and that's the end of the first period. We have been told that Willie Huber was at Crunchies. Peter Klima scores. A slap shot off the board by Peter Klima. Went past John Van Beesbrook. And we've got a full-scale brawl. Now, it got physical at times, but you seem to keep the game fairly in order.
Well, physical's the name of the game. You know, where I come from, physical is what it's all about. And
you expected it.
I expected it. And yeah, well, maybe McSween and Tilley are good on the ice, but obviously my homeboys, they showed them up in the studio. The non-scholarship
prevailed.
athletes they prevailed, exactly.
Just as we thought they might. And Sweet Litch, you have heard a dirty rumor about Tom Tilley regarding crunchies.
Yes, a young lady friend of mine saw Mr. Tilley doing a little striptease act upon top of the table at Crunchies and a little bachelorette party. I don't know, maybe he's quitting a hockey career. You know, he's turning to a career of, you know, male dancing. I don't know. Thank you.
As the Cleotis and Litch stroll down memory lane continues, we are joined now by Pete Risco, who has never looked better for a television appearance. Pete,
True, Drew. I am, I'm letting the gruff grow until finals are over with.
Somehow we got the via satellite hookup, and Eric came right after the game, moments after the Pistons beat the Hawks in Game 5, and Eric just showed up. Thank you, Drew. And Eric showed up, and we were very happy to have him.
Mr. Piston, is there anyone you would have rather shared the news with other than Cleotis and Litch?
No, as I said before, they were my biggest homeboys, and it was a big thrill to be on the show, and there was nobody I would rather share the excitement.
You're joined right now by the Piston assistant coach, Eric, Mr. Piston Randolph, who has joined us straight from Atlanta, where the Pistons have just defeated the Atlanta Hawks. E, how'd you do it?
Oh, it was just very intense basketball. As you may have seen in the early going, many fights have broken out. But down the stretch, Vinnie Johnson came in, scored 16 points, and clinched it for us.
And the final?
I cannot even remember the final. I'm just so excited we're going, playing Boston.
Now, if you remember, Mr. Piston, on that same show, what we did was we took a look at Cleotis and Litch's vigorous workout they go through each evening before they went to bed. Did it surprise you at all?
No, not at all. I knew these two are outstanding athletes, and they did fill me in that they do vigorous workouts during the right before they go to sleep.
Now we're into a brand new trip. Everybody was kung fu fighting. Those kids were fast as lightning. In fact, it was a little bit frightening. But they did it with expert timing. Oh, yeah.
Back live at America's Cup at 220 Mac, where we are now strolling through the very last few steps of Cleotis and Litch's stroll down memory lane. And Cleotis and Litch, that same very evening, May the 13th, 1987, you two did what, well, I might just call it the unthinkable. Not only did you lip sync a song, which you had done quite a few times in the past, but you wrote, produced, directed, and then actually vocalized a song that you did all by yourself, called Chippy Chippy Bowman, which there has been quite a bit of arguments, fanfare raised that was a takeoff on Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. To me, it sounds nothing like it. And why'd you do it, and who'd you do it for?
Well, Drew, I'll tell you, we did it for a very special person to us, Chippy Bowman. He's been very important to us in making us what we are, because he is, as everybody knows, our general manager. And he's made us what we are.
Your moves are the thrillingest. Your calls are the illness. Come have a kosher dilliness with me. You look so delightful. You're unphotographable, Cleotis, and Sweet Litch agree. Chip, 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 chippy, chippy, chip, chip, chippy, chippy, Bowman, we love you. I chippy, low, chippy, go, chippy, chippy, Bowman, what's up, dude? Never chippy, far, chippy, such a big star, chippy, more than some referee. Bowman, chippy, chippy, Bowman, oh, is that Litch friend? Bowman, chippy, chippy, Bowman, oh, boy, till the end. Just tears my eyes, so I just can't believe it's over.
Well, Drew, you know, I could stand here, sit here, whatever, and be proud of what this organization has done. We are the finest non-scholarship athletes ever around, and I think we've proven that by showing everybody throughout the weeks before us and showing them that we are the best athletes above. But let me, before you take it away and go to Stevie, I might add that it's very sad for us to leave, but I love this man, and I love you, and I love everybody out there for showing the faith and believing in the Cleotis and Litch show.
Live on!
your mama too, 'cause they're about to throw down, and you know just what to do. Wave your hands in the air like you don't care. Slide by the people as they stop to look and stare. Do your dance, do your dance, do your dance quick, mama. Come on, baby, tell me what's the word up. Everybody say, when you hear the call, you got to get it underway. Word up. It's the code word. No matter where you say it, you'll know that you'll be heard. Now all you sugar DJs.
Come on now,
Yeah.
yeah, let it go now, let's go, yeah, Sporty brother, yeah, mellow, cool breeze, mellow, yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, Jay. Wait. Day when I was chilling in Kentucky Fried Chicken, just minding my business, eating food and finger licking. This dude walked in, looking strange and kind of funny. Went up to the front with a menu and his money. He didn't walk straight, kind of side to side. He asked this old lady, Yo, is this Kentucky Fried? The lady said, yeah, smiling. He smiled back. He gave a quarter and his order. Small fry. Big Mac! You be illin'. Yo, illin'. What you tell that kid? You be illin'. Illin'. You be illin'. Illin'. You be illin'. You want a ticket to see Dr. J. Front row seats. No pay. Radio in hand. Snacks by feet. Game's about to start. You kicking popcorn to the beat. You finally wake up. Doc's gone to town. Round his back. Through the hoop. Then you scream. Touchdown! You be illin'. Illin'. You be illin'. Illin'. You be illin'. Illin'. You be illin'. The other day around the way I seen you illin' at a party. Drunk as a skunk, you illin' punkin' in your left hand with Bacardi. You went up to this fly girl and said, Yo, can I get this stand? She smelled your breath and then she left you standing in your illin' stand. You be illin'. You know what your problem is? You be illin'. Yo, what did you tell that kid? You be illin'. Illin'. You be illin'. Dinner, you ate it, there is none left. It was salty with butter and it was death. You proceeded to eat it, 'cause you was in the mood. But hopes you did not read it was a can of dog food. You be illin'. Illin'. You be illin'. Illin'. You be illin'. Illin'. Yo, what are you doing? You be illin'. You be illin'. Illin'. You be illin'. Illin'. You be illin'. You be illin'. Illin'. Yo, you be illin'. Illin'. You be illin'. Illin'. Who, me? You be illin'. Illin'. You be illin'. Illin'. Yo, I know you ain't come for me. Illin'. But you ain't still illin'. Illin'. Man, what you poppin' this week? Talking about my moms? Dum, 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 dum. Yo, Jay. Wait. You can't say I'm not. And in case Yo, Jay. Wait. Day when I was chilling in Kentucky Fried Chicken, just minding my business, eating food and finger licking. This dude walked in, looking strange and kind of funny. Went up to the front with a menu and his money. He didn't walk straight, kind of side to side. He asked this old lady, is this Kentucky Fried? The lady said, yeah, and smiled, and he smiled back. He gave a quarter and his order, small fry, Big Mac. You be illin', yo, illin'. What you tell that kid? You be illin', illin'. You be illin', illin'. You be illin'. You want a ticket to see Dr. J? Front row seat, no pay. Radio in hand, snacks by feet. Game's about to start, you kicking popcorn to the beat. You finally wake up, Doc's gone to town. Round his back, through the hoop, then you scream, touchdown! You be illin', illin'. You be illin', illin'. You be illin', illin'. What you tell that kid? You be illin'. The other day around the way, I seen you illin' at a party. Drunk as a skunk, you illin', punkin' in your left hand, run for Cardi. You went up to this fly girl and said, yo, can I get this stand? She smelled your breath and then she left you standing in your illin' stand. You be illin', illin'. What your problem is? You be illin'. Yo, what did you tell that kid? You be illin', illin'. You be illin', illin'. Dinner, you ate it, there is none left. It was salty with butter and it was death. You proceeded to eat it, cause you was in the mood. But hopes you did not read it was a can of dog food. You be illin', illin'. You be illin', illin'. You be illin', illin'. Yo, what do? You be illin'. You be illin', illin'. You be illin', illin'. You be illin', illin'. You be illin', illin'. Yo, you be illin', illin'. You be illin', illin'. Who, me? You be illin', illin'. You be illin', illin'. Yo, I know you ain't jumping me. Illin'. But you ain't still illin'. Come on, my moms. Dumb. Be illin', illin'. You be illin', illin'. You be illin', illin'. What you tell that kid? You be illin'. The other day around the way, I seen you illin' at a party. Drunk as a skunk, you illin', punkin' in your left hand, run for Cardi. You went up to this fly girl and said, yo, can I get this stand? She smelled your breath and then she left you standing in your illin' stand. You be illin', illin'. What your problem is? You be illin'. Yo, what did you tell that kid? You be illin', illin'. You be illin', illin'. Dinner, you ate it, there is none left. It was salty with butter and it was death. You proceeded to eat it, cause you was in the mood. God. The lady said, yeah, smiling, he smiled back. He gave a quarter and his order. Small fry. Big Mac! You be illin'. Yo, illin'. What you tell that kid? You be illin'. Illin'. You be illin'. Illin'. You be illin'. You want a ticket to see Dr. J. Front row seat. No pay. Radio in hand. Snacks by feet. Games about.
Hey, baby, how you doing? Come on in here. Got some hot chocolate on the stove waiting for you. Listen, first things first, let me hang up that coat. Yeah, how's your day today? Did you miss me? Oh, you did? Yeah, I missed you too. I missed you so much I followed you today. That's right. Now close your mouth, cause you cold busted. That's right, now sit down here. so upset with you, I don't know what to do. And my first impulse was to run up on you and do a Rambo. Whip out the jammy and flat blast both of you. I ain't want to mess up this $3,700 Lynx coat. So instead, I chill. That's right. Chill. Then I went to the bank, took out every dime, and then I went and canceled all those credit cards. Yeah. All your charge counts. Yeah. I stuck you up every piece of jewelry I ever bought you. Yeah, that's right. Everything. Everything. Get fly with me. Nah, don't go looking in that closet, because you ain't got nothing in there. Everything you came here with is packed up and waiting for you in the guest room. That's right. What was you thinking about? Huh? What you trying to prove? Huh? This was the juice. You know, I gave you silk suits, Gucci handbags, blue diamonds. I gave you things you couldn't even pronounce. Now I can't give you nothing but advice, because you still young. That's right, you still young. I hope you learn a valuable lesson from all this. You know? You're gonna find somebody like me one of these days. Until then, you know what you gotta do? You gotta get on out of here with that alley cat coat wearing, hush puppy shoe wearing, crumb cake I saw you with. Cause you dismissed. That's right. Silly rabbit tricks are made for kids. Did you know that? You without me like cornflake without the milk. It's my world. You just a squirrel trying to get a nut. Now get on out here. Don't touch that coat.
Changes. Every day it seems your life is up and down.
baby. How you doing? Come on in here. Got some hot chocolate on the stove waiting for you. Listen, first things first. Let me hang up that coat. Yeah. How's your day today? Did you miss me? Oh, you did. Yeah, I missed you too. I missed you so much I followed you today. That's right. Now close your mouth, cause you cold busted. That's right, now sit down here. Sit down here, so upset with you, don't know what to do. And my first impulse was to run up on you and do a Rambo. Whip out the jammy and flat blast both of you. But I ain't wanna mess up this $3,700 Lynx coat. So instead, I chill. That's right. Chill. Then I went to the bank, took out every dime, and then I went and canceled all those credit cards. Yeah. All your charge counts. Yeah. I stuck you up every piece of jewelry I ever bought you. Yeah, that's right. Everything. Everything. Get fly with me. Nah, don't go looking in that closet, cause you ain't got nothing in there. Everything you came here with is packed up and waiting for you in the guest room. That's right. What was you thinking about? Huh? What you trying to prove? Huh? This was the juice. You know, I gave you silk suits, Gucci handbags, blue diamonds. I gave you things you couldn't even pronounce. Now I can't give you nothing but advice, cause you still young. That's right, you still young. I hope you learn a valuable lesson from all this. You know? You're gonna find somebody like me one of these days. Until then, you know what you gotta do? You gotta get on out of here with that alley cat coat wearing, hush puppy shoe wearing, crumb cake I saw you with. Cause you dismissed. That's right. Silly rabbit tricks are made for kids. Did you know that? You without me like cornflake without the milk. It's my world. You just a squirrel trying to get a nut. Now get on out of here. Don't touch that coat.
You say you're gonna